my previous Retro Hype video, I delivered my list of 20 songs from NES games that I think are awesome. But guess what? I've got 20 more NES songs that simply can't be beat. Don't forget that these are just songs that I think are really good, and it's not an exclusive list. Let me know in the comments if I've missed some hot jams. So, in no particular order, let's start with... one of the classic RPGs of its time, Dragon Warrior 3, perhaps now more internationally known as Dragon Quest 3. As a young lad of only 16, you are summoned to the castle where the king entices you to save the world from a brooding dragon called Baramos. Wow, that's pretty ballsy compared to what we ask 16-year-olds to do today. Scoop out the cat litter, perhaps? Anyway, the castle town theme is fairly iconic from this game and definitely worth a calming listen. Oh, don't get me started about how Mega Man 2 really got the ball rolling with the franchise. This game has plenty of interesting earworms, but I think Woodman's stage, set in a forest filled with bloodthirsty bats, fire-breathing canines, and angry bunnies, has perhaps the most memorable of tunes from the game. You may disagree, and that's okay, even though I'm right. If you watched my video about 3D Battles of WorldRunner, and you oughta, you'll know that this game holds a sweet spot in my heart. And although the game has very little as far as varying compositions go, the action theme really sticks in my head. And that might end up being the same for you! Oh boy, the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game ever! I eventually inherited this game from a friend back in the mid-90s. Yeah, I know, a bit of a latecomer. I've never finished this one, and by the looks of my current skills, I probably never will. But the memories associated with this game have yet to fade. As soon as you get into the game, you hear the jazzy overworld tune. And I can't help but put down my controller and start doing the funky chicken right away. I dare you not to. This game sucks, and everything about it sucks. I never have any idea what I'm supposed to be doing, and there's no way to save my progress. It ruined my childhood, and it owes me. Big time. But what I do remember fondly is the low-key funky music from wandering downtown. It doesn't save the game from being a turd, but that's something positive at least. Another game that kicks my butt is Ninja Gaiden. I could probably finish it if I put in some serious effort, but this game is non-stop good stuff. From the heart-pounding gameplay, to the crisp graphics and epic cinematic cutscenes. Something not yet seen in NES games prior to Ninja Gaiden. The soundtrack is equally excellent, and I've chosen the tune Evading the Enemy from Stage 2-1 as a testament to that excellence. I always love talking about this relatively obscure Japan-exclusive Famicom game. I even did a brief video about it years ago, but I'd love to make a more robust deep dive into this cool gem. You play as a boy trying to save his girlfriend from the evil Dr. Time by chasing him through various time periods and fending off enemies by tossing your hat, a feat popularized by Mario on the Switch some years later. The first level theme is really, really weird, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Have you ever wanted to fly an airplane, but not want to have a ceiling and potentially fall off without a parachute? It certainly can happen in Final Fantasy, the first game in a series you may have heard of. This RPG set Squaresoft's fortunes in the right direction and set its players on an epic journey with the 4 Warriors of Light saving the world and restoring the 4 elemental crystals that help govern it. The soundtrack is a true beast, but I think the energetic airship theme is among the finest of the tracks. Up the stairs and down the stairs. Up the stairs and down the stairs. That's the name of the game. Well, actually, it's Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. And this poppy little number in the bricked areas will keep you motivated to avoid multiple Sylvesters all day and all night. There isn't much to say about this repetitive action puzzler, but the music will keep you motivated to continue. It's still a surprise to me that King's Quest V made its way to the NES. The limited hardware required a serious downgrade, and Nintendo of America's strict content guidelines further restricted how true the game could be to its source material on the PC. In other words, King's Quest V had to become PC to not be on the PC. But the port is faithful enough, and the music is perhaps some of the most impressive on the console. The tune from the Elf Dwelling is pretty rad. The bassline sounds like someone's suffering from Taco Bell farts, and I love how the NES can even do this. It's certainly not the most ideal way to play King's Quest V, but if all you have is Nintendo's gray box, then you gotta make the most of it. Zelda 2 is often considered the black sheep of the series, but if you forget the fact that it was only the second game in the series, or that it's a Zelda game at all, you'll find a hard as farts but wickedly gnarly game worthy of a space on your shelf. But are you stressed out by the high difficulty level? Why not de-stress by visiting one of the welcoming towns and enjoying whatever music is playing from the loudspeakers there? What? They don't actually have loudspeakers? Then where does the music in the background of these games come from? What the heck? Dear goodness, I have the urge to play Crystalis more than I should. Granted, it's a great action RPG in the vein of Zelda 2, but with its own personality, plus elemental swords that target enemy weaknesses. Yeah! Alright, switching between the swords is a pain in the rear, but I still dig Crystalis, or Crystalis, however you want to pronounce it, and the moment you step out of the first town, you're hit with this honky-tonk powerhouse. Oh, SNK, we are not worthy. As before, we simply cannot have a list about top-notch NES music and forget about the Super Mario series. Last time, I may have made a questionable choice in choosing the Skyworld theme from Super Mario Bros. 3. I won't make the same mistake again. The Overworld theme and general level theme from Super Mario Bros. 2 is positively poppy, and perhaps the most well-known tune from this game. And hey, while I have your attention, did you know that Super Mario Bros. 2 actually started life as a Japanese game called Doki Doki Panic, based on Arabian characters? the creator of Tetris comes Hatris, a puzzle-style game where hats fall from the ceiling into the playing field, and you have to drop them onto creator Alexei Pajitnov's head. Or heads, since there's a bunch of them. Stack 5 of the same hat, and they disappear. How many hats can you make disappear while you listen to this uplifting chapeau shuffle? If you asked me what RPG you should play on the NES aside from Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy, I'd name this one. If I could say its name, it's the Magic of Oh man, the emphysema is strong in this title. Set in Arabian times, this game combines the exploration and battle style of Zelda 2 with some classic turn-based brawls to create an exceptional trip to return Arabia to a peaceful state once again. Walking around in the overworld also treats you to a fine tune indeed. Rambo is one of those movie-based NES games, but you know what? I genuinely enjoy this one. It has a Zelda 2 vibe, like many of the games on this list it seems, but with a splash of military ambiance. It's overlooked and underloved, and as I've proven in the past, it's beatable. With the jungle motif comes motivating music to get Sylvester Stallone's abs a-twitching. Like this one. Sunsoft games were well known for excellent soundtracks, and Journey to Silius is no exception. I love how the stoic bassline feels, evidenced especially with the game's title theme. Fun fact, this was going to be a Terminator game before Sunsoft lost the license. Man, Arnie would have loved this one. Wait, he's not dead yet? One of the more underrated NES games, StarTropics was a breath of fresh air from Nintendo back in 1990. Oh yeah, 1990! With its island environment and comical story, even though, yeah, the gameplay was a little stiff. Okay, very stiff. But it also had a pretty jivin' soundtrack going for it. The dungeon theme in particular sticks in my head because it drives me to trek on, brandishing my yo-yo for justice. Apparently, Monster in My Pocket was originally a simple toy line by Matchbox in 19... But I'm not crazy, I'm just a little... No, I didn't say Matchbox 20. You know, they make those little cars you find in dollar stores. But Monster in My Pocket was strong enough to earn trading cards, a board game, a bunch of books, and yep, even a platformer by Konami. And it's not bad at all! And the music be pumping! Including this song, oddly called Theme of M&M's for some reason. M&M's maybe? We end our lovely list with the main stage theme from Karnov. Years ago, I covered this game in great detail, and the Arabian-inspired stage theme definitely helps sell this package. Love or hate this game, the one and only song you hear regularly keeps our buff hero jaunty and motivated. Thank you for watching. Did you know that by liking this video and subscribing to the channel, you're basically telling me, hey, you did a good job, and I want to see more of that retro goodness. So come on, like and subscribe. What are you waiting for? A pony?